What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Mark Roden, and today we are doing a brand new series on this channel where I'm gonna call it Celebs Cars. Okay, so we're gonna go over different celebrities. I'm gonna rank all of their cars that they have in my personal opinion, on my personal taste, and I'm going to tell you how much I think that they're worth in the market today, and then we'll add it all up at the end to get a estimate of how much money they've spent on cars or how much money they could sell all their cars for today. We're gonna start with Andrew Tate. He's all over the freaking internet, whether you like him or not, he's there. So we're gonna start with him just because he's literally everywhere and he always talks about how much money he has and all his great car collection. So we're gonna see if that's true, Mr. Tate. We're gonna see if your car collection actually holds up, all right? Anyway, guys, if you want to support the channel any more than you already are, head on over to www.smoothstance.com/shop to pick yourself up a hat, shirt, or shorts. And with that out of the way, let's get right into the video. All right, so Andrew Tate has garnished lots of money over the years, whether it's from his pyramid scheme or pimping girls online.
Breathe air.
And so obviously this man has got quite the collection of cars now. He has 11 cars total that belong to him, but some people speculate, me being one of those people, that some of these cars actually belong to his brother because his brother is also pretty successful. So who knows if they're all 100% his. Either way, the Tate brothers have collected some pretty cool cars over the years, and here they are from worst to best in my personal opinion. Then at the end, I'm going to give you the combined total in my mind on how much they have spent on them. So number 11 is the Mercedes Maybach V-Class, Maybach, whatever you want to call it, Maybach, whatever, V-Class. It's pretty much a more baller sprinter van, and these things are obviously not my style in the slightest bit. They are incredibly luxurious and probably the best way to haul all your buddies around for sure, but me personally, I like to have fast cars. I like to drive the cars myself. I like to enjoy the roaring engine behind me or in front of me. Obviously, I'm not rich enough to have an engine behind me yet, and I don't really care too much about comfort. But based on the market for these cars, sadly, I don't know the miles, but I'll say this car is worth 150K. Number 10 is going to be his black on blue Rolls-Royce Wraith. To be honest with you, I kind of like the color combination he went with here. You always see like the white on white Rolls Royces or the blacked out Rolls, but nobody ever makes them pop with very like unique colors, and the only colors that they usually do are like maybe red. So shout out to him for choosing something with a little bit of character behind it and not just going with the basic colors. But just like the Benz that we just talked about, this car is not my style at all. Rolls-Royce, Bentley, that whole thing, Land Rover, those aren't my style. They are kind of quick cars though, with over 600 horsepower, but they're not a driver's car in absolutely any way. However, they are pretty expensive though, so I'm going to say that it's worth 400K. Number 9 is going to be a bit of a weird one for me to put this low on the list, but it is his Lamborghini Huracan Evo Spyder. The Evo Huracans are an incredible car, but, and I cannot believe I'm saying this, they're not even that rare in terms of like how supercars are rare. There are tons of Huracans out there. Over 20,000 have been built already. That's more than the Gallardo. And the Gallardo was like the most mass-produced Lamborghini up to that point. So this is the most mass-produced Lamborghini of all time. And since this one is a Spyder, which in my opinion is a little bit uglier than the coupes, I just can't rank it any higher than this place. I do love the color though. It's like a rose gold, so huge props for that. I think the color is absolutely gorgeous. I'd say the car is worth 230K. Number 8, we are actually staying within the supercar world for a singular minuto and talking about his Aston Martin DBS SuperLeggera. Just like all of his cars, the color on this one is insanely gorgeous. It's like a blue, like a oceanish blue. It's really nice, and I have to give him credit for that once again. But me personally, I have never been a huge fan of this Aston Martin, the DBS SuperLeggera. I think Aston makes some insane cars. The Vantage is one of the most beautiful cars of all time, in my opinion. But this one just doesn't do it for me in terms of looks. However, they are quite expensive. A lot of people want these freaking Aston Martin SuperLeggeras. So I'm going to say it's worth 320K. For number 7, we're going to jump back into the world of luxury for a minute to talk about his Mercedes B63 Brabus, or S63 coupe. I don't know what the difference is between these cars. Some people say that his car is an S63 coupe. Some people say it's a B63 Brabus, so I'm just going to put both of them there. But honestly, it's a car that I didn't know anything about until doing the research for this video. But the thing is cool as hell, okay? It makes close to 600 horsepower, and sure, it is heavy, but it's more focused on comfort than speed, so it makes sense. But like, this is what I personally would buy if I was looking for something like a Rolls Royce. It's got the comfort that you need, but also can go very fast when you want it to. Also, he has like a dark jungle green color on it, and it is absolutely beautiful to me. I think this color fits this car unbelievably well. I'd say I don't know the market for these cars that well, but after looking at them for a little bit, I'd say it's worth 250K. For the number 6 car, it is absolutely an acquired taste, these Ferrari like wagon things. It is the Ferrari 812 Superfast. I think this is the only car in this whole collection where the color is actually kind of boring. It's just a dark blue. That's kind of basic, to be honest. What were you thinking there, Tate? But the car itself is the complete opposite of boring. The 812 Superfast truly lives up to its name with close to 800 horsepower, gentlemen. That's pretty freaking insane. So good choice, Andrew. This car is nuts. This is a very fast car. I understand if you don't like the whole wagon Ferrari thing, but how could you look at this car and not say that's a cool car? Once again, after looking at the market for a little bit, I'll say the car is worth 370K. That's kind of a bargain, to be honest, for a car with this much power. Coming in at number 5 is the cheapest car he owns, his BMW M5 Competition, which is, as of right now, the fastest sedan in the world, and they are sick cars. I love BMW as a brand so much. I think they make some of the best driver cars out there without sacrificing comfort and price. So for that, it easily deserves the number 5 spot. But on top of being just an amazing BMW, it makes freaking 600 horsepower, guys. Like, that is insane. And like I said, these are pretty cheap. I'm gonna value this car at 100K. This is probably my favorite like car that he owns in terms of like a car guy, you know what I mean? Like the most affordable one that it fits me more, you know what I mean? Number 4 is going to be a little bit of a basic car that every celebrity now owns. It's the Ferrari 458 Italia. He wrapped it in a beautiful purple, like dark purple, like midnight purple type of color. And even though it is a pretty basic car, I guess you can say, even though it's a freaking Ferrari, I think the 458 is still an absolutely wonderful car. They make good power, they sound absolutely amazing, and are pretty cheap, to be honest, since they've been around for just so long. So I think it's an absolutely amazing choice for anybody looking for a supercar that's not going to disappoint you. If you're like trying to get like an entry level, I guess you could say, but these are still pretty expensive. But entry level sort of supercar, then this is probably one of the best ones to do it with. I'd say it's worth $250,000. Now, for the bronze medal spot, it goes to one of the world's most notorious sports cars in these last couple of years, the Porsche 911 GT3 RS. This is one of his most driver-oriented cars for sure. I would argue it is his most driver-oriented car. Porsche always makes you feel like you're driving a race car, apparently, and so I absolutely love them for that. His is also an incredibly nice color combination of black, white, and gold trimming, and due to its insane nature of how, like, literally everybody wants one nowadays because they're just such good driver's cars and they make you feel like you're behind the wheel of an F1 car. Everybody wants these cars, so I'd say it's worth 320K, especially since it's in that color combo too. That's a beautiful color combo. But second place for today is going to be his McLaren 765 LT. I love the 720S McLaren. I think it's one of the coolest supercars of all time. And the 675 LT is literally just a faster, cooler 720S. So I absolutely think that it deserves the number 2 spot. It's one of the most underrated supercars out there, I think. They make 850 horsepower and cost around the same as like a Aventador or a GT3 RS, which blows me away. Now, the 765 LT is very rare though, so it's definitely going to be a little bit more than like a GT3 RS, but either way, it's a pretty good deal, coming in at, I would say, right around 400K, give or take. Also, the color isn't anything super special, to be honest. It is like a nice blue, but it's nothing like super crazy, which is kind of weird because he always makes his cars very beautiful colors. But for first place, you guys knew it would be here. It's his Bugatti Chiron or Chiron, whatever you want to call it. I call it Chiron. Yes, I know it's basic to put the Chiron as number 1, but a Chiron is just insanely gorgeous. I love the color so much that it made me like Bugattis. I don't really care for Bugattis too much, but after I saw Andrew Tate's, it is a gorgeous car. It has like a copper/bronze finish to it, and I think it just works so freaking well. On top of that, the car is obviously incredibly impressive in terms of performance, with almost 1500 horsepower in a quad turbo W16 motor, while still being able to maintain the luxury that comes with buying a Bugatti. That's impressive. So yeah, it makes sense that these cars are so hyped nowadays. Andrew, I want to put this out here really quick. I disagree with a lot of the things you say, but at least we can agree on what colors look good, because you have some incredible taste on car colors. I have no idea what Chirons go for, to be honest, and I couldn't really look them up that much, so I just looked up the MSRP, and so I'm gonna make a guess saying that the car's worth $3 million. It's a safe guess. It could be more, it could be lower. So for the grand total cost of all Andrew Tate's 11 vehicles, keep in mind there could be more that he hasn't told the world about, but there also could be even less that he might have sold a couple. But from the ones that I do know about and the articles that I read, he has a combined total of $5.8 million in cars alone, based off of my calculations. And I can't say I disagree with his choices, to be honest. It's obvious he cares a little bit more about luxury than I do, which isn't my personal taste, but at least he has tons of incredible performance cars as well. It's not like he's just buying luxury cars, so I guess good choices. I agree with his choices. But ladies and gentlemen, that is the end of today's video. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel for more. We are going to be doing this new series called Celebs Cars. I just don't know why, really. I was watching a couple videos on like car collections, and I was just like, huh, these are interesting to watch. Let me show them to my audience. So I'm gonna start doing them on different celebrities. Like I said, it started with Andrew Tate just because he's so popular right now. Everyone talks about him. I don't want to really put out my like opinion on the internet about it, because I know that it's literally like 50-50. Like 50% of people like him and 50% don't like him. But just know that you got, with Andrew Tate, you can't believe everything he says. That's the way I gotta put it. You just don't believe everything the guy says. Do your own research. Become your own man. Come up with your own ideas based on real life events. Don't go off of one guy on the internet telling you what to do because he's a millionaire. There are plenty of millionaires in the world that will disagree with what he says, and so yeah, just don't take everything that he says to heart. That's all I have to say about him. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. Das Vidania. Have a nice night.